What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday night. That means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And tonight I thought, let's just do a little bit of a chill session. To be honest, I couldn't come up with any kind of crazy little theme for tonight. So I thought, let's make it a catch-all. So I have Toy Arc open. I have BBTS open. Actually, there's a cool, crazy page on BBTS I have open that I want to show everybody. And then let's see, 5K Toys. I have eBay in case we want to look up some prices. I have Instagram open so I can talk a little bit about how I put together a couple photos for this week. I have another Instagram tab open because of stuff Valiverse was showing. It was pretty cool. And then whatever you guys can think of, we're going to party. We're going to talk about all of it this fine evening. Now, before we get started, as per usual, this month's theme on the Patreon photo contest is Halloween. So make sure, you prepare for that. Send any Halloween pictures if you're in the $5 tier or higher to toypixx@gmail.com. I still need to make a graphic for that. So yeah, that's going to happen hopefully quickly. Let's see. There you go. Sorry, I had a pop-up window going on. But the prizes are the Battle Armor Cobra Commander and another Cobra Viper. So with that, anybody out there who's listening, if you're checking this on the replay, what's something that you just want to talk about that maybe others aren't talking about so much? Let me know, and I'll fire off something I want to talk about because I haven't found much information on it. It looks like maybe the SH Figuarts Spider-Man, the Marvel vs. Capcom one, is going to have some trouble shipping to certain parts of the world. So if anybody out there knows what's going on, Sci-Fi might have me covered. Let me know in the chat. We'll discuss all of it. So now, with all that said, let's get to the chat, shall we? If I can remember how to scroll. Whee! Sci-Fi, what's up, Sarah? Greetings and Toytations, everyone. There's a lot in the news due to last weekend's NYCC, which is to be expected. But fear not, for unto thee this day the great Hasbro has bequeathed via pre-order Black Bolt and Triton 2-pack, all for the Pim Particle price point of only a mere $58. It comes with potent accessories, 2 extra sets of hands for Black Bolt, an extra head, and 2 pairs of underarm deodorant. Black Bolt needs deodorant. Oh, I was wrong. Wings. Triton comes with 1 extra hand and an extra set, or 1 extra head and an extra set of hands. That's it. No sonic effects for Black Bolts or even bubbles or some type of water effects. The sculpts look good, but if you want to keep creeping into third-party overseas toy territory, then you also need to increase your overall game. Totally agree, Sci-Fi. If you go on Valiverse's site, you'll see that several figures and weapons packs, including a very nicely done bazooka kit on display with prices for each while labeled coming soon. Bobby said he never liked how Hasbro did their bazooka, and he made a much better version. For all you Motu and the Horde fans, Stingor has been cast for the first time, another Scorpion-type character to add to your Arachnid list. Storm Arena will be doing translucent purple versions of their Street Fighter Alpha 3 characters. Mondo is doing gargoyles. They showed a great prototype of Bronx and either Hudson or Brooklyn. Ooh, I didn't see that. I saw Bronx. Not sure about the scale. All I know is it's not from NECA. 5K Toys is still showing off new companies. I believe Mondo's gargoyles are 1/6, but I could be mistaken. Let us know in the comments. All right, sorry. 5K Toys is still showing off new companies from Wonder Festival Shanghai. All of it available on the Book of Many Faces. Also, 5K Toys showed off their different size super articulated 6-inch female bodies. These things would almost put a contortionist to shame. They also have made bodies in different color shades. People have started getting their ramen tanks and doing reviews. I'm eagerly awaiting mine, particularly now that I have the General Brown figure from Fresh Monkey Fiction. Awesome, man. That thing looks so good. I like him so much. I'll get at least one more. It's just harder to do with their $40 price bump. In Saturn news, Ami Ami has reported that they'll not be shipping to the US currently until situations change. I read this a couple days ago, but can't remember where at the moment. They said they'll no longer be accepting US orders for now. Ooh, that sucks. Sci-fi, okay, I just remembered. It was a Reddit post. I've never dealt with AmiAmi, so I don't know how true this is, but I remember people on here bringing up the name because we can. That can be either a very confident and inspiring or egotistical and prideful statement. True story. I knew a girl that really hated it whenever I said, because I can. She really hated it. So of course I said it multiple times. Let's see, since it's here, we'll go with the former. Why should grown adults collect toys, take pics, or like anything about pop culture? Because rad. Because we can, because we enjoy it, because it makes us not just happy, but truly joyful amidst all the constant craziness and depression, whether emotional, mental, or financial, that berates far too often. And we become the creators and authors of our own stories through pics, videos, a place where we create and have full control. The only limits being our finances, smart cards, and props. Yeah, smart cards. But the heart and imagination, the joy of it all is still there and all ours. That's the bi-weekly rundown for the week. Now back to you, Dave. When it comes to toys, comics, and our hobbies, never give up, never surrender. The esteemed chat via Star Quest. Sci-fi, thank you, sir. I massively appreciate all that info and that ending. Mwah, superb, my friend. Nicely done, man. Thanks again. Pixelated, what's up? Every day I try to expand the props. Good man. I need to work on that a lot more myself. Toy Odyssey, what's going on, man? Good evening to you as well, sir. Star, what's up? That's all I got. It's going to turn into like the Budweiser thing. Right, yeah. I shouldn't do that. Sorry. Now I got. Good to see you tonight, man. Odyssey Sci-Fi Pixel. Thank you, Star. Keeping the people involved. Always appreciated. What's up, Clank? Hope you're having a great night, man. Let's see, Star. Well, I've got hands-on experience with Give Me 5 Metamorphose. Meh. All mass-produced figs will have some QC issues. This one is really lightweight and has multiple loose joints. Ugh, that's not fun. Disappointed they put BB on the Vulcan buck. Let's see. BB, who was it? Wait, I can do this. Ah, dang it. I can't do this. Help me out. Sorry about that, Toy Odyssey. Star. It has one articulated spot that makes no sense to me. It has all the usefulness of articulated eyelids. Oh no, I don't get it. Oh well, pick it up at your personal discretion. Thanks for the warning, Star. Always appreciated, man. What's up, Uncarded? Yes, you're mistaken about Duke. No, I don't make mistakes. That's not really true at all. Star, give me Jada forever. Feeling nervous about these new companies now. Dude, Jada probably kickstarted this whole thing where people are like, ooh, we can make super sweet stuff for a little less money. I'm good with that. I'm good with the trend that Jada started. Now, even though some of these companies are looking really good, hopefully Jada just keeps improving, because I feel like that's something June would constantly be trying to do. So my gut is we don't count Jada out of anything for a long time, at least as long as June's there. Whoo! There you go. Yeah. That was terrible. I shouldn't do that ever. Star, I'm slowly devolving into a more cautious form of figure collector. Too expensive to be firing into the dark like this. I know, man. That's why it's always tricky when you try and decide, do I test drive this figure from this particular line, or am I about to blow $60 I could have spent on something that I like more? By the way, my latest acquisition, we have Beachcomber. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I know, another G1 season 2 this time, but G1 season 1 and season 2 I've been building up, along with some of the 86 movies and all that, a few afterwards. So Anyway, I'm stoked to get Beachcomber. What's your latest figure you've gotten this fine evening? Or maybe not, your most recent figure. Maybe you didn't get it this fine evening. I actually got Beachcomber yesterday. Black Bolt. Why could I not come up with that Toy Odyssey? Wow. And the worst part is I was trying to come up with Black Bolt, and all that popped into my head was Bullseye, and I knew that wasn't right. Spaded day 3463 of asking for a live action Zen the Intergalactic Ninja movie. Guys, am I wasting my time here? I don't, that's nearly 10 years. What has come out that we didn't think we'd ever see toys of? Tron Legacy figures are currently out, and that movie came out, 15 years ago? Let's see, Indiana Jones, like some of the first 3 movies came out, a couple years ago. And it had been, from the first 3 movies, it had been like 40 years almost since the Last Crusade. So maybe not. Am I way off? I'm way off. 30 some years since the Last Crusade. My brain is not mathing tonight. So no, I don't think so. I think for at least nearly a decade, I think you got another 20 years to go there, Spaded One. I think you're good. Pixelated Hail, Ami finally sent out my Black Nightfall Batman and 2 Moff-X Stormtroopers. You show off. I would load up on those Stormtroopers. Awesome get, Pixelated. Let me know what you're thinking when they get there. I haven't been asked about payment for other figs like Moff-X Andrew Garfield Spider-Man that was pre-ordered. Oh, I'm going to not be happy if something happens and I don't get my Rogue. That would be bad juju. Uncarded, I just ordered the CT Toys Daredevil and snagged it for only $20 shipped. Oh, let's see. Rip Whoosh Toys. Yeah, I saw that too. That the company, I think their official statement said the company would no longer be producing it without giving any kind of background as to why that is, which is always a little... I would think in this day and age, companies would be far more transparent than they are. So I was kind of shocked by that, but also not too shocked. Ever since Robo and Veebs have left Whoosh kind of, it's almost like it's just there, But I don't know. Maybe they're doing something right. I haven't really paid any attention to them since Robo and Veebs haven't been there, so who knows? Beachcomber is awesome. Love. They gave him his own episode. Yeah, and I remember the episode too. So when I saw the parakeet, I thought that's pretty sweet. The only thing that bugs me about it is you can see on his shoulder there, see kind of the black base. I wish that black base matched the gray on his body. If it matched the gray on the body, I'd be much better with it. Although chances are the parakeet won't be on his shoulder all that much, so I'm not too bummed. But yeah, he's a great figure. Spaded, my latest figure is a Mezco Golden Skull Ninja. It's an older figure, but an absolute banger. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more ninjas. I think more ninjas in a collection is never a bad thing. Unless, oddly enough, you're talking G.I. Joe. Once it went straight ninja, it totally threw me off. Star, I've got some more AWOCs on the way for some custom figs I have in mind that I'm pretty excited about. Where are my Edge Runners Wave 2 pre-orders? Star, I got nothing, man. Didn't they say, was it at the end of the year? No, I thought they were supposed to be produced by either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But maybe not. Maybe that's when the pre-orders were supposed to go up. I don't remember. Uncarded, this toy collecting ecosystem is robust enough that even if you buy something and don't like it, just sell it back into the community and enjoy knowing that the figure is going to a good home. That's fair. That's fair. My problem is I'm actually looking at seeing what I can do, not necessarily downsizing, more like making room. And I love almost all my figures. So I don't know. Like I could get rid of a lot of Hasbro, including some classified, I think I could do, which would make me it wouldn't make me sad. I've got like bats, and the bats, they're okay, but maybe they could go, I don't know. I keep looking at downsizing, and I know the G.I. Joe figures would find a good home, and the NECA Turtles, I don't know. I never shoot them anymore because they're so limited with our articulation. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I know I'd be happy to sell my Marvel Legends Black Widow. But again, we'll see. Let's see. I have so many ninjas. Oh, uncarded. Many do. Paul, what's going on, man? Good to see you this fine evening. Star, I'm checking Bumblebee multiple times a day for pre-orders of LPZZ Arkham City Batman. That big defines the term must have. He does look good, I gotta say. Spaded, let's see, uncarded. I only have this one right now. I regret selling my Mezco Yellow Ninja. Got my eye on those V-Toys ninjas from a while back. Ooh, so many ninjas. I didn't even think about those. See, thank you, Paul. Always appreciated, sir. Toy Odyssey, I have the Fans Toys Beachcomber. It looks like he jumped right out of the cartoon. I've never even seen that. I'll have to look that up. That Fans Toys, if you're looking at any of the third-party stuff, I think Fans Toys generally is the way to go. If you're talking like masterpiece scale, for sure. Pixelated, most recent figure received is the Battle Damage Spider-Man with Magic the Gathering card. I totally planned this card. You planned the card? Are you? So I've been hearing that people are having trouble with the fragility of that figure, Pixelated. Have you had any problems? Oops. Sorry, guys. I just jumped. Ah, there we go. Uncarded. Flip wasn't really a ninja. That's true. Let's see. He just enjoys wearing pajama pants out in public. Oh, see, I made a video a while back just on my personal stuff, and I had 3 rules there. Okay, the 3 rules are as follows. 1, and you know me, they're more guidelines, but for other people, they're rules. 1, wearing sweatpants in public is a sign you've given up. 2, using ketchup on your hot dog means that your taste buds are broken at the genetic level. And 3, umbrellas are for quitters. That's it. That's it. Those are really the only 3 things anybody other than me has to live by. Star, impulse buys are proving to be deadlier than previously thought. Impulse buys are the worst, man. Let's see, Pixelated had to be a ninja. How else can you explain him never being injured after all those adventures? Flint was just tougher than everybody else, I think, Pixelated. I think that's what's up. And, I mean, his skirmish with some eels, that kind of hurt him a little bit, but he got right back up because Flint's the man. He leads by example. That's how he rolls. Honey Badger, or, let's see, Poser, I believe, right? I just got my CG Toys Daredevil. It is so good. The best release. Nice, man. Nice. I love my Mafex Daredevil. That thing is wonderful. Like my most recent figures I got at the LA Comic-Con. Let's see, Studio Series Long Haul Hook. Nicely done. Retro, what was that? Titans. That's Titans Return, right? No. Retro shouldn't be right, should it? Well, Retro Titans Return Weird Wolf, Blocky's Miku 2007 Transformers Brawl, and Rock Lord's Granite. Oh, you got a Rock Lord. That's interesting, Clank. I've been looking at, so I'm getting the G1 figures, obviously, from the Transformers lines, but I'm like, man, I know all these characters. I want to try something new, too. So I've been looking at a lot of the Junkions they made and the Infernac stuff that they made during Legacy. Just to check it out a little bit. I might jump in on some of those. But Rock Lord's very nice. Let me know what the Weird Wolf is. I can't place that, or if I was right with Titans Return. Whoo, grazie. Plan to trash this car. All right, Pixelated. Just get rid of it. Actually, I keep hearing people saying that they can sell them. Maybe that'd be worth it. Uncarded Spaded, check BBTS. I picked up almost all my V-Toy ninjas from there at a deep discount. Nice. X-Men 97 Cable is such a good figure. Best of that line. I listened to Robo's reviews when he had a thing up where he talked about that whole wave today. And so I had that on in the background. When Cable came up, I glanced up. He does look pretty good, especially Robo put the head sculpt from the video game Cable on it, and it looked amazing. So if you guys have both of those Cables, try that head swap, see what happens. Spaded, my bro has that battle damage Spidey, and his hip joints are wild tight, scary to move. I think it was the hips I was hearing about on that Spidey. Let's see, Spaded One. Uncarded, they have the black one in stock, but not on sale. I'm not paying the regular price for a shot in the dark, but they look like the best 1/12th option by far for a generic human ninja. Generic. I likes it. Clank, yeah, the Titans Return Headmaster's got a set of retro-style versions and classic-style packaging. I did not know that. Thank you, Clank. That sounds awesome, though. Weird Wolf always had a cool design. Woohoo! All right, Star just watched a vid from Richie Figs about the QC issues with Storm Arena Con exclusives. The paint is coming off immediately. Uh-oh. Looks like the shine's off the apple. At least with the exclusives. Guess we'll see what happens with the rest of the line. All right, let's jump in. I'm not even sure I saw much, but let's jump into Toy Arc just for a quick sec. See if there's anything. We do have Black Bolt and Triton here. We have the new Spawn figures. Is this the... Hang on. And we've got McFarlane. Wave 2. Look at all this. This is actually quite a bit that they've talked about since everything. All right, let's look at these real quick. Wave 2 Star Trek figures from Nacelle. Now, I'm not a Trek guy, and I'm not sure. Those are waist cuts, aren't they? Like, I do like the seat there, the captain's chair. That's pretty sweet. But those are waist cuts, correct? I don't know. Does anybody have any of these? Like, these do look familiar, at least. Hey, I know that guy, I think. Let's see. Oh, Romulan Commander. Never mind. If his name had been Spock, I would have known that guy. Don't know who that is. Hey, I know who that guy is. He's Denny Crane. Let's see. I don't know that one. Was this... I guess the only ones I kind of know, like I know the original Trek crew, and I know some Next Generation. So Worf, yeah, I would recognize Worf for sure. But that guy, I don't know. Maybe he's Next Generation. When I say I recognize Next Generation, it's not like I watch the show a lot. I kind of know who the main cast are. But I mean, Nacelle here, they come with plenty of things. And maybe, I mean, Star Trek figures never feel like they need a whole lot of ninja moves, perhaps. Actually, I think this Geordi looks really good. And then here they all are in package. Denny Crane, complete with horse. And I recognize her. Is that, let's see. What's the name? Oh, Janeway. Okay. So I must have seen enough promos with that figure or that character because honestly, I've never seen whatever series she's in. So there you go. You got Wave 2 of Nacelle's Trek up for pre-order. If anybody's into that stuff, let's jump up. I am curious about these. Not like crazy curious because I've heard they don't look that great in hand. They are McFarlane and they're 5-inch. What I'd like to see, I mean, they come with stuff. So he's doing something kind of right, but the articulation just really isn't there. But what I would like to see is a picture of Shredder standing next to these guys. Because I do like the design that they took these from, or that they took for these guys. But I'm not a big... I mean, they just don't look like they move very well for ninjas. And yes, I know they're turtles, but I don't know. Like, that cut doesn't look all that great. But maybe other people have another opinion here. We'll keep going through with Leo. We're just going to kind of fly through these. Foot Soldier, yeah? Let's see. I mean, this would be a good, if these things are big enough, and yet, what do we have here? That looks like a waist cut. Ugh. Ugh, that's horrible. I was going to say, if these guys are, and yet sometimes when I look at this angle, it looks more like, I don't know, that's cut awfully big. I was going to say that these guys might be pretty good generic troop builders depending on their size. Shredder looks cool. Yeah, they just don't. I wish Todd's stuff, I've said it a zillion times, I know, but I wish Todd's stuff were, I wish his figures were as good as his art, and it just doesn't seem to happen. He does have better articulation than the turtles here. And I like the look. I mean, he's a great looking figure. I just would like to see how he compares with the turtles. All right, I've gone through a couple things there. Let's go see what's going on with the chat. Looks like Storm just did a run of the Ryu bodies and painted them for those exclusives. No bueno. Ouch. Ugh. I do have a question as someone with Arena Ryu and Ken. The exclusives have new heads with the new headband color. What's the plan to get that head and player one colors into a collector's hands? Let's see. Was the plan maybe to get that head in P1 color? I have no idea. Brandon, what's up, man? I kind of want that Spawn 77. I just don't know what it's pulled from. We'll head back. I want to check out that Spawn stuff too. So Pixelated just opened Battle Damage Spider-Man. Can confirm the legs are tough to move due to the hips. Ugh. Be careful. Use some stuff. If you have any of that shock oil that people talk about for RC cars, use quite a bit of that, it sounds like. People are having trouble with it. There's also anybody collecting Transformers right now. It sounds like there's trouble with one of the mini-cons that came in the Nemesis Prime pack, the Armada Nemesis Prime pack with the Star Saber. One of the mini-cons that forms the Star Saber is snapping because people aren't extending a piece on a slider far enough. And so because of that, they try and twist it and it just breaks. So if you've got that, I do recommend checking out the TFW 2005 boards. People are talking a lot about the fix there, though some people are saying part of the problem is it's so tight on the slider. But I did read one person saying his were totally good. It was a good, nice, easy run on it. So who knows? But really be careful with all these things. One of the nice things about the internet is, aside from the poor early adopters, those of us who get things later, we can see what the major problems are. And if we still choose to order it, we can at least get an idea of how to fix it. Honey Badger, I wonder if the Star Trek figures have overlays. I don't know. Let's see, mixing up all the Trek series figs into one line at the same time is a mistake, in my opinion. I'd grab them if they were original series and original series movies. The rest, nah, not for me. I get that, Star. You got to be a hardcore Trek. It's kind of like the Star Wars stuff, right? Like for me, I just want to concentrate on the OT. Just the original trilogy. There's a lot of Star Wars out there for a lot of other people. Give me the original trilogy, but I'm probably not going to bother too much with anything outside of that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same as what you're saying about Star Trek, you know? Give me the stuff that I know and don't bother me with all the other stuff. And with Star Trek, I'd wager that most people that are really into Star Trek or know their Star Trek know about the original cast and probably Next Generation. Aside from that, maybe not so much, but I could be wrong there. Pixelated Star, yeah, they are all over the place, but if it's a few months between waves, every Trek fan can get at least one figure per wave. Okay. Spaded Nacella's a trip. Their YouTube channel popped up on my recommended because they posted a feature-length documentary about Shenmue? I don't know who that is. I might need to check it out, though. Didn't he have... There was something... He interviewed, the guy at Nacelle, interviewed Marshall Lucas, and I know we've talked about it in the past. I just need to find that interview. I want to learn more. Star, Pixelated, I agree with you. It is good that so many kinds of fans get something. Do you think that so few characters at that pace will be enough to hold their interest? That's something that's interesting. I think that Hasbro kind of screwed up with the Lightning collection because of all that. And we had Super 7 do similar with the Simpsons. So it does feel like if you want to get into more of those deep cuts, you start with the stuff that you at least think most people know really well. but I don't know. That seems like the way to do it to me, but I'm not in the toy industry, so I could be way off. Spaded, now I want freaking Shenmue figures. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Pixelated Star, no way fans try to get a full set at that pace. Star, anyone out there have any hands-on experience with Noda figs? I'm really hoping that the Noda Lord of the Rings figs turn out to be worth it. Star, I think Brick was on here saying that Noda has some really good stuff. So, I mean, if there's anybody whose word I would take on that stuff that isn't the mainstream, I would say Brick's probably the guy to listen to. Brandon, I saw something earlier about how the Leonardo from Heat Figs / Heat Boys is on the way. I wonder, I might need to look that up too. Spaded, I'm sorry, but those McFarlane turtles look like a practical joke. How are you gonna look comparable to Best Action? Yeah, I don't know. Shenmue is a basic Dreamcast game. They did a sequel on Xbox and crowdfunded a third like 20 years later. Nice. Nacelle? No sale. that does kind of have that ring to it, doesn't it? All right, let's head back because I too want to see what's going on with that spawn. Because I know that they're supposed to do a spawn that is like classic spawn. And I'd actually be interested in that if it doesn't suck. This one's kind of fun, a Call of Duty spawn. But even their spawn figures, McFarlane Toys doesn't nail it out of the park or hit it out of the park with, which is kind of irritating. I like the look of it, but the fact that it comes with so little stuff just bugs me. Yay, 3 guns, but where are all the extra hands? Where are the things? Everybody stateside knows now that these should be made for collectors, and they're not making them for collectors. So it's kind of a... And McFarlane's not that big. So like Hasbro, I almost give a pass because it's going to take a lot longer to maneuver their collections or their lines into stuff that's going to be newer articulation, newer stuff, all that, just because they're so huge. But McFarlane's a much smaller company. He could pivot and make that happen a lot faster. And he still doesn't really do it. Unless he is working at just razor thin margins, at which point I'd actually argue he should up his prices. I know. That's interesting. This is that Spawn 77. Okay, he at least comes with some extra hands. I don't know the story there either. I wonder if... Wasn't Spawn was the blue Spawn that was released with McFarlane. Wasn't that based on his sketches in high school or something like that? I don't know how old Todd is, but maybe the sketch that they based this off of, maybe he did it in 77. That's just a wild guess. I could be totally off, but you guys let me know if you have any idea also why this is called Spawn 77. Because he does look reminiscent of that one anyway. I do like the big gun that he's holding there, like the Gatling gun looking deal. And then another Spawn 77 in more traditional Spawn style colors. I mean, I'm happier with this because he's got the extra hands and the guns. I just really want to see the classic Spawn. I want to see what they do there. Rat City, who is this? The Deviant, huh? Couple extra hands, some extra accessories, stands. I mean, they all look cool. I just don't know. Usually they don't move very well at the waist because of the diapers they use. But yeah, there's all the Spawn things. Let's see what we got. Brandon, I definitely want that 1992 Classic Spawn next year. Yep, that's the one that I'm waiting. I want to see what all he comes with. I want to see reviews. I want to see how well he moves. Sadly, that's one of those figures that might not make it to reviews before being sold out. So that might be a gamble. We'll see. Star, if it doesn't suck, LOL, Gray one day, McFarlane not sucking. Sorry, Star, sorry. I mean, I don't want to unintentionally make people chuckle, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping against hope that it looks really good. Spaded, kind of sad that Todd would never let a company like Mezco make a Spawn. I want to see premium stuff with that character. Basically, I hate pins. See, I don't necessarily mind pins with a figure like Spawn. Where pins really bugged me was a character like Spider-Man, because one side's red, one side's blue, which made it so that if you're Hasbro, one of the sides needed to be painted, and they're not going to do that. So that's really my big problem with pins, especially with spawns like these. They're black pins on black bodies. It shouldn't be too bad, but I'm also with you, Spaded One. I would love to see what a company like Mofex or Mezco, or I mean, at this point, InArt, LPZZ, or UPF, whatever they are now. I'd love to see what these companies could do with Spawn, but I think we're stuck with Todd for now. Alex, what's up, man? Good to see you tonight. Woohoo! See, Todd is 64. I thought he was a little younger. Wow. So if he's 64 now, how long ago was 77? Yeah, that follows. He would have been in high school. And I know his first Spawn drawing was in high school. Maybe that's the story. I don't know. That Spawn 77 looks like a professional wrestler from the 70s. So maybe that was his total inspiration for the whole deal. I think Spawn 77 was when he first came up with a Drew Spawn, maybe. Oh, when he first drew Spawn. I think that was the idea between him with the 2-pack with Spawn, is that Spawn was the one he drew. And I think that's got to be it, Sci-Fi. It's what makes the most sense, at least in my head. I want UPF Star Wars original trilogy. Yeah, probably never going to happen. I know, man. I pity any company that has to deal with Disney, to be perfectly honest. But I want good original trilogy Star Wars figures so badly. And I was even sitting back going, okay, if I order Stormtroopers from BBTS, let's say I order 4 of them, they're like $130 a piece. So I think closer to 133, 135. So we'll just say 135. That would put them at, sorry, my brain's dying again. $540. Plus for me, that tax would be about 33. So we're looking at 573, 572, 573 plus $4. So we'll just say around $575. I could have 4 Stormtroopers. That's insane. And I love Mofex, but I would totally just do that for extra hands. But I can't just do that for extra hands. So Toypixx has to start picking it up so I can get those Stormtroopers with extra hands. Let's see. Todd is a relic from a bygone era. Instead of innovating and delivering the types of articulation the customers have been asking for, he resists, and that's why his figs get clearanced out, discounted. Sadly, I think you might be right there, Uncarded. I wish he wouldn't. I wish he'd step it up, man. That Stormtrooper math is why I stopped at 2. Yep, I can see that, Pixelated. I'm even thinking, like, I got on Ami Ami's site, I think it was, and now, who knows? I'm kind of curious. We might have to look that up. But if they are still delivering to the U.S., the Han Stormtrooper and the Luke Stormtrooper are on sale. So that might be a quick way to get some new Stormtroopers for a lot less than what BBTS is charging. Let's see, Spaded. I just want Mezco or some other soft goods company to do Star Wars. Here, characters deserve premium representation in the Hot Toys market. Proves people eat premium Star Wars up like candy. That's a fair point. That is. I mean, the fact that they make so many of them has to mean that people just load up. Star Uncarded, you nailed it. I remember him saying how he hates to break up the sculpt of the figs. If that's the case, then why doesn't he just do statues and stay away from calling them toys? I do agree with that for sure. All right, let's get out of here. Let's see what we've got. We've seen Black Bolt and Triton. We talked about them quite a bit. They've got the thing that gets me here is that's definitely an antiquated body on Triton. And here with Vulcan, the Vulcan body, you've still got the waist cuts. The waist cuts kill me on these figures, though the head sculpts are always pretty sweet. But yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not much of an Inhumans guy. I really don't care, especially when they tried to make it so the Inhumans were going to replace the mutants. Nah, I can do without the Inhumans, even though it wasn't the character's faults, obviously. But yeah, this is what Sci-Fi was talking about. They didn't come with tons of stuff, though I gotta give Shooting the Galaxy credit. That's a great shot. And he knows, man, like this is what I talk about with Legends. He knows not to turn him at the waist because once they do that, once he does that, it just breaks up the sculpt way too bad. Like, look, he did do it a little bit here, but you can see the flat spot right there. I'm telling you, that's why these things are not photogenic, at least to me. And I know plenty of people take great pictures of Legend stuff, so don't just listen to me on this stuff for sure. All right, let's get out of Toy Arc. Whee! Oh, it's just me. Yeah. We've got Star. It's already difficult calling them action figures now. Poor McFarlane. Star, exactly. I haven't paid MSRP for a McFarlane figure in years. I picked up most of them up on clearance for pennies on the dollar. Ouch. Pixelated OG Trilogy fans tend to be older and have more disposable income, but it's an aging customer base, which may be why we see so many vendors going all in on prequels. And that's true too. That's true too. It just feels like the OT guys, they never quite got, they didn't get the 112 stuff that they should have. SHF did a pretty good job though. So it might be that I just go back and find SHF. Yep, that is a great point. Uncarded, from what I've seen, they don't last more than a few years before turning to dust. Just not worth it. Really? Oh, Star, that sounds rough. I did not know that. All right, let's go real quick to BBTS. I wanted to show this. I thought this was crazy. And I know we've probably all seen this before. This is a giant Metroplex. I'm sorry, not Metroplex. M-01 Steel Fortress. For a mere $1,600, this, I believe he's 4 feet tall. Yeah, 47.24 inches, which is awfully close to 4 feet tall. He's massive. This is probably the biggest Transformer ever made. But you know, if I had this money to just throw at whatever I wanted, right? You know what would hold me back from getting this Metroplex? Is the fact that there's not a Trypticon to go with it. I mean, it's sweet. I love the detail that the people put into this. Like, look at that. Just beat up eye. Is this one based on the War for Cybertron games? Hang on, I was going in the wrong direction. Yeah, I mean, it's sweet for sure. But $1,600 for it. I mean, it's 4 feet, so it probably, and a very limited release, I'm sure. So if somebody really wants it, it would be easy to justify because it does look phenomenal. But yeah, like there's a difference between things that you know you're not getting your money's worth and it's kind of crappy, and things that you know you're not getting your money's worth, but it looks awesome anyway. Like you're more, or at least I'm more likely to pull the trigger on the latter. But I still wouldn't hear unless I saw that they were working on a Trypticon and I had a whole lot of money to spend on this. Steel Fortress is crazy. It is an upscale of the older generation's Metroplex. Oh, I didn't know that. which was kind of based on the fall of Cybertron Metroplex and used to tie into the game toy line. Okay, thank you, Clank. Star, that Metroplex fig is just too big and awkward to handle. He'd be set up and then left. More value as a centerpiece statue than an action figure. Now, on the plus side, with him being 4 feet tall, you know what he could be. You could actually make him a base, and he would legit look like a base with the rest of your figures. Most of the time, Transformers are bases. They just don't look like they quite pull it off. They almost look like a play set that the other Transformers can just play on. Anton, the last of the Time Lords, is here. Good to see you tonight, Anton. Thanks for stopping in. See, Metroplex, really great character. Interesting when him and Trypticon mix it up. Watch out. Yep. Oh, show Brandon, when you said Metroplex, the first thing I thought of was movie theaters. I understand that. See, that goes to show you I don't know everything about Transformers. It's fair, man. Neither do I about almost anything, so we're good. In fact, I'm not sure I could say I know everything about anything. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Sci-Fi, world's easiest custom, 6-inch Flynn from Tron and his bike to become Automan? Well, I don't know things. What is Automan? All right, anyway, I wanted to show this off. I thought it was just insane. But Steel Fortress looks great with the legend scale Transformers. Oh, is that the size he's built for? So like the regular size, like Beachcomber here. Well, no, that would be. Aren't legends? Well, legends are the smaller ones, aren't they, Clank? Help me out, because I haven't been in the line long enough. Like I knew they eliminated one scale. So I'm not sure if that's the scale we're talking about or not. Anton, I know a lot about the Transformers. I know quite a bit about the Transformers too, but I wouldn't say I know everything. And I haven't read any of the Energon comics, so every day there's more and more being added that I don't know. This reminds me of the SDF-1 from Robotech. I don't know what that is uncarded, but if he reminds you of that, I'd be willing to bet it's pretty sweet. Anton, oh yes, Ottoman, that was a really, really weird TV series, but a really weirder one was Turbo Teen. I do vaguely remember Turbo Teen. That was the kid that looked like he turned into gel and then became a car, right? Clank, yes, Legends Core are the smaller size. Okay, thank you, Clank. Companies like Dr. Wu do the whole cast in the smaller sizes. I bet they do a great job too. I think I've seen some Dr. Wu stuff that's pretty incredible. Star, if I spent that kind of money on a toy, then I hope he's big enough to have a spare room for me to stay in since my wife won't be letting me stay here. I can't think of any cover story I could use. We should come up with a cover story for that. I think we can do it. Saw a video, Pixelated, saw a video of someone, let's see, review of that Metroplex. See, he said one of the issues was just physically moving it. It's super heavy, apparently. I bet, like, just getting this Galactus so I can pose it, the Hasbro Pulse one, the HasLab, it's tough. Like, it's tough to just move him a little bit. Like, you're always careful. You always feel like he's going to break. And that thing's only, what was it, like 32 inches? So this thing's got 16 inches on that Galactus, and he's a lot beefier, it looks like. So, yeah, I could see where that would be the problem. I'll have to find that review. Anton, I've been reading Transformers for a long while, but the last comic I read with the Transformers, it was really good, was My Little Pony Meets Transformers. Extremely funny. I kind of feel like I need to find that, especially if it's funny. Yes, the kid gets struck by lightning and turns into a car. Fancy. All right, so we have that. Let's get out of Metroplex here. What do I have next? Oh, hey. What do I have to talk about here? What was that? Hang on, I'm trying to catch up with what I was. Ooh, look, my head is huge. Let's go here real quick. Keep things a little photocentric, just ever so slightly. So I wanted to show you guys what I did for a couple of the prompt picks this week. The Galactus pick just went up tonight. I set up some lights on him, and I just shot him against whatever background because I knew I was going to have to cut him out. One of the problems I have is I wanted to make sure he was perfectly in focus, which also puts the background perfectly in focus, which makes it more difficult for backgrounds to get removed from the image. So I went in and I had to use the pen tool. Anybody that knows Photoshop knows how much of a pain this is. I had to use the pen tool to cut all the way around Galactus and get rid of the entire background. So that's what I did for him. And that's what I did for Magneto. Magneto wasn't quite as bad. But I wanted to show you those two pictures to show you. This is the picture I used that Magneto with. Obviously, I did a lot of color adjustments. These rings, I had made this ring in Midjourney. I prompted it. So just for this purpose, I could use this kind of stuff for Magneto, though it's an older effect. It's on the Patreon already. It's been up for a long time because I've used this ring effect in the past as well. So I just put these effects on here, set it to screen. So Magneto's getting surrounded by his little magnetic things. And then I prompted a Midtown Manhattan shot on Midjourney. Had to mess with that a little in Photoshop, did some angling. But this is basically 4 layers put together. You've got the Magneto layer. You've got the 2 ring layers where I had to distort this ring by quite a bit. And you've got the background layer. And then I used a photo filter to make sure everything looked like it matched across the board to come up with this composite. Because sometimes I don't have the right background that I want. So I've got to just do stuff on the fly to make it work. And then a very similar story with tonight's prompt pick, which is this Galactus. I had to go in, had to cut him out like I showed you out of the white. Then I had to create this background, had to do a lot of distorting on the background, threw it in there, and then basically did the whole photo filter thing there, matching him to these and adding a haze effect that I had also put into the Toypixx Patreon way back when, because I had set this up so that we got a slightly hazy effect with this prompt. So I had to match that haze with my own haze, and that's how I got this Galactus picture. So sometimes you just can't get around it. Sometimes you have to composite the thing instead of putting everything in camera, especially when you want a giant thing walking through New York City. You got to do what you can do to make it look right. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that's what happened with these 2 photos, because they're obviously a lot different than, say, let me go back to this figure, because this was out of the camera with some color adjustments and all that stuff. Though I did add a little bit of a red cloud here. But overall, this one was just your main image, just color adjustments and making it do what I do just straight out of the camera. But I wanted to make sure you guys saw what was going on, get a little more into everything when it comes to how these pictures are put together. Clank, oh yeah, the My Little Pony and Transformer comics were great. There's 2, one where the ponies go to Cybertron and one where the Transformers go to Equestria. Is Equestria, I don't remember my ponies that well. I assume that's the ponies world. What's up, Rick? Good to see you tonight, sir. And Tom, well, here's your cover story. Metro bus schedule. House where you're not home, and he will perfectly say, I might stay here and communicate with you anytime there's an intruder. You know what? That's it. Metroplex is a door guardian. That's what you do. You hire him to hang out by the door so nobody goes near the door. Because if you're crazy enough to have a 4-foot Metroplex, you're crazy enough to take out any intruder that's going to walk through. So you got to make sure that he is visible through the door, through the windows, whatever you have to do. Star, now, if a movie like Child's Play was using something like this Metroplex rather than Chucky, that would be awesome. I'd watch that. Nice. That would be all right. Nylock, what's up, man? Holy cow, that's an awesome shot. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I just wanted to run through how it was put together to help out anybody watching the chat. Nylock, thanks for stopping in, man. All right, Anton, great picture, Dave. I know what he's saying. He's probably saying, why is that little human taking the picture of me while I'm trying to eat lunch? Probably. On the other hand, if you're looking up at Galactus from that vantage point, you pretty much already know your life's over. Rick Star, YouTube's up to its shenanigans again, I see. Yep, for sure. All right, what have me? Rick, yeah, not sure what's going on with that. I love Cyberpunk, but I don't know the first thing about tech. Yeah, I should have looked and seen if I could do something on my end, and I totally forgot. Clank, I don't typically use Photoshop in my photos, but I recently did one that required me to cut one guy out, make him transparent, then layer another guy over him. I think it came out nice. Nicely done, Clank. Photoshop, it's a tool like the other stuff. It can be really crazy useful, and sometimes it can be overdone. I've definitely overdone some photos using Photoshop for sure. But it sounds like that probably came out pretty well. Pixelated, it would be cool to see a lesson on applying filters. I might do something like that. Or Pixelated. Thank you, man. That's a heck of a suggestion. I need to get, so this week, the reason I haven't been on the social media so much is because I've been working on ads and things like that. I finally have an email typed up that I'm going to be able to start sending out to people. I need to record a commercial. I'm starting to go after people on LinkedIn. I'm doing a lot of stuff because the basis of Toypixx is going to be product photography before it moves forward into more of a media company. So right now, the impetus is on getting a lot of clients for product photography, bringing in some contractors to help me take those shots. And if the contractors are awesome and I'm getting enough work, hire some people as well. That would make me happy. And then I could make them do all the other product and I just focus on the fun stuff. That would be the dream. What's up, Ghost Tab? Good to see you this fine evening. Let's see. Yes, it's the pony's world, and I love the beginning of it because there's a pony buying a comic book. Perfection. Rick, oh, there's nothing you can do, Dave. It's a YouTube thing, probably an update on their end. I think it's a down date. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I thought maybe I could do something like in my settings or something, but hey, if I can't, that makes it easier on me, I guess. Star, I'm probably going to attempt my first photos when I get my 2 AWOC customs done. Been thinking about it all day at work. Man, Star, I can't wait. I cannot wait. On the Toypixx channel, if you're kind of having a tough time, I do have a lot of tutorial videos on there. So check that out. It's been a while, obviously, since I've been able to record a real video. So they're much older. But give them a shot. They might be able to help you out. But even better, just try it on your own and see what happens. I would love to see you starting and just crushing it and all that. Nylock, been a bit obsessed with toy photography of late. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm here. I collect this stuff because I like shooting it. So no problem. All right, so let's get out of this stuff. And now I want to show off something. This is what Sci-Fi, I think, may have been alluding to with Valaverse's stuff earlier. And I'm digging the look of these troop builders. Now, for me personally, I'm not usually like a desert guy. I like the grays, though. I like the grays and the blacks and the greens going on with these two. I think those look really sweet. This one, I don't know what it is. This one looks a little, I don't know. I don't like the way these colors work together. But that's really it. I love the way these colors work together. And then this one, probably you could buy some different gear packs and make him look like a bit of a Cobra Trooper. And maybe gray's the best one to go with, but I see some black down here too that maybe you could get to make him look a little more Cobra-like. But yeah, I'm liking a lot the looks of these troop builders that Valaverse is showing off right now. Star, I'm on it, Dave. I'll absolutely be checking that out. Awesome, Star. Awesome. Hope it helps. Let's see, Dope Star, are you ready to share a little bit about the ideas for the AWOC customs, or are you still keeping it close to your chest? Ooh, that would be a fun little topic too. By the way, Brick, I asked earlier what some of the latest stuff that everybody's picked up has been. Right now, I'm looking at. I got this Legacy Beachcomber from I don't know 2 or 3 years ago, maybe at this point. So yeah, other people got some pretty rad stuff. So if you picked up anything you want to talk about, let us know. But yeah, I wonder if there's more. I didn't go any further than that. Oh, I thought this was sweet. So I don't know if they're making a straight up medic figure or if this would be one of the other guys. Maybe their secondary military specialty is medic. I believe Falcon is that, but obviously that's not Valaverse or Action Force. But I loved what's going on here. Sitting there, putting the mask over the guy that needs help breathing and all that. We're going to cut some stitches off or cut some sutures, perhaps, sutures, stitches, maybe cut off some of the gauze. I just think these hands are really sweet. I really wish, or I know that, well, here, okay, I'll start over on that. If I were running a toy line, this is how I'd want to run it. Either between Vala or the way that things are happening with Mythic Legions, that is how I would run a toy line, or how I would hope that I would run a toy line. Because stuff like this, I know it seems silly, but this kind of thing adds so much to photos that it's incredible. I love it. In fact, let's even go back to that so I can see what's going on with ye old chat. Star, it kills me to have to cannibalize a brand new $40 fig in order to do a custom. Art has to do what art has to do, I guess. Hey man, I get that. I get that. I think if you think there's a chance that you can make what you're getting cooler for you by messing with it some, I think you absolutely should do it. $40 is a tough pill to swallow, and if it doesn't turn out quite right, you'll at least learn enough so that maybe the next $40 figure you want to get to customize, you'll be able to do it and it'll be fine. Think of instead of, and this isn't me telling you to burn that hole in your wallet because we all have a Mr. Stabby in our lives, but think of it as an investment in your art. Even if it doesn't turn out perfectly, it's going to get you one step closer to being able to figure out how to make this stuff the way you want it to be. Whoops, jumping all over. Pixelated, the medical hands could go great on a fig with some firefighters and police in the background. Oh, yeah, that's a good call, Pixelated. Ooh, I like it. They're going to need some medical figures, too, at some point. Somebody is. Brick, I got my Gray Knight, formerly, let's see, DBA Mithril Action. Okay, Forge Master. A beautifully posable orc based on World of Warcraft that has dope Iron Foundry type armor that's UV reactive. Ooh, that sounds rad, Brick. I'm sure, I don't know. Maybe we talked about it, maybe we didn't, but it sounds sweet. But haven't opened my Four Horsemen jersey devil. Nice. That thing looks sweet. I'm trying so hard to just stick with Mythic Legions, the two I have. But actually I need to get I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of the builder packs from the Necronominus wave. It's the guy that has like the skeleton and the zombie faces and stuff. I'm going to add that to my pile of loot very soon, I think. And I have to ship that soon because the figure that started the pile of loot only has 20 some days left. So, and I know that I could ship him and maybe the next two and be totally fine, but I kind of want that huge delivery, Alex, yep, I saw this from Valaverse. I can't wait for this. Love the bag valve mask and the trauma shears. Yep. Yeah, I think it looks incredible, man. Star Brick. Oh, I sincerely want to see what fans think. I've been thinking about the custom figs, their characters, their lore, and how it fits in with AWOC canon. Can't stop thinking about it. Star, that's great, man. That's great. I remember you writing your stories, and I think you could come up with something pretty sweet. Clank, those medic hands are interesting. I may have to look into getting this pack. Yeah, the hand packs are crazy. Yeah, I think so too, Anton. I think they look very cool. Sci-fi, that's Bobby's medicine. Once again, he was dissatisfied with how the Joe team did their medics. I get it. I get it. And when you can do your own thing and you don't have to worry about some of the higher up stuff that Hasbro people have to worry about, go nuts. I would do the same thing for sure. Star, Brick, when's the next monkey business? I'm loaded for bear over here. No pun intended. See, uncarded Brick, I just got both of those figures delivered this week as well. Nice, uncarded. Anton, I went all over Comic-Con to find Mr. Terrific for a friend of mine, and I finally found him. He really liked it. Oh, that's awesome, Anton. Going out there for your people, I likes it a lot. Brick just sent you pics of Forge Master. Ooh. All right, sweet. All right, let's get out of here. I know there's a lot that I have to answer. My apologies, gang, including some of this stuff from Brick. Oh, that thing's sweet. I love the big Warhammer he's got going. Oh my God. That feels necessary. Brick, this thing looks amazing. That stance too. Is he that well balanced? Like, I see how you're holding him there. That's insane too. Wow. Yeah, that tears it. I'm selling the collection and starting over. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That would be bad. That would be bad. Awesome. Awesome pickup, Brick. That is sweet. Let's see. Uncarded. Yep, popping and swapping Mythic Legions figures is really therapeutic. It's really relaxing to take them apart and put them back together in creative ways. See, this is me. I'm needing to get more simply because the only pop and swap I've been able to do is putting the regular skeleton head on the Gideon body. I guess I could put some skeleton hands on the Gideon body too. But yeah, it's just, I need more. I need more of that playability that everybody talks about with Mythic. And that's Pixx without a lot of his armor. Great stuff, man. It looks incredible, Brick. That is outrageously awesome. So glad I picked this figure up. Warcraft is one of my favorite IPs. You guys are eating good. It looked like Mithril Action or whatever they are now. It looked like they were loading up on Warcraft. That medic should be called Dr. Proctor. Dr. Proctor? No sci-fi. No. That's a bad sci-fi. You sit in the corner and think about what you did. All right. Let's jump in. What's the other stuff we had here? Anybody have anything interesting that they want to look up at 5K? I'm seeing sales. So there's things here. There is still the Superman from Pop Mart for $77 USD. And obviously, my brain mostly goes to this kind of thing, like the comic book stuff, because I just don't know my sword and sorcery quite as much. But $77, this is one of those that maybe people thought was sold out, and you can add them to the cart, it looks like. So if you want them, game on. Let's see. Oh, standard version with a damaged box. So I'm wondering if I click that. Nope, that's what it is. $77, damaged box. But my assumption is the figure comes out pretty cool. I'm happy for you, uncarded fans. The World of Warcraft should truly be thrilled with this third-party situation from Medi and Grey Knight. Okay, Grey Knight and Medi. So Medi is doing them too. I remember one of the shows last year, you guys were educating me like mad because almost everything that I was coming across that I had no idea what it was turned out to be World of Warcraft figures. So yeah, I mean, it must be that those things are starting to hit, and they did look incredible for sure. But yeah, I'm seeing, is there anything anybody wants me to look up on 5K? Because if you go down here and you look, there's a lot of stuff on sale. Like, what do we have here? Oh, we have basically what looks like a Krampus kind of. The brother, Dreamwave 112, the brother Kraden and Kryn, 7 inches action figure. Wow. That's not a lot of money. He's so cute too. Isn't he adorable? Weird. Full price. USA stock, full price. What's that say? Huh. They're both there. But yeah, I just thought we'd go in, look at this a little bit. We've got Zesray Studios, or Zesray Studio. And they tend to be pretty good stuff. Everything I've seen people talk about with these, they end up really liking them a lot. This does look incredible for sure. Man, I would love to load up on things like this. Hang on, what do we have? Combatants, let's see, Fight for Glory, Wave 5, Marcus, Aulus, Roman Infantry. $35.99, so it's a little cheaper. And it looks like the only one left is the Roman Infantry guy. Man, it does look cool. I don't know what scale we're talking about. Are the Zesray Studio stuff, do they tend to be more 6 or 7 inch? When's the next con of any kind, anywhere, needing updates on the figs from Wonderfest a few weeks ago? And where's my Jada Edgerunners Wave 2 pre-order? Star, I got nothing. When is MCM, guys? Is it this weekend or next weekend? Because I know that one's coming up pretty quick. That Superman looks like From Kingdom Come. And yes, Dave, that is a really cool series. I read Kingdom Come. I loved Kingdom Come. I thought that was an incredible book. That was still when I was reading quite a bit. And I loved, basically, if it was Alex Ross, I was picking it up. Star, hey, Meddy, how about a little StarCraft love? Wow, that's not a bad price for Zesray. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I haven't picked any of those up. Uncarded Zesray is a slightly overstated 6-inch figure. Okay. Because it would be sweet to load up on a bunch of Roman gladiator looking dudes to just throw down like just an old school army, you know, that'd be fun. Whoop, closer to 7. Thanks, Brick. Okay, we've got it. Anton Krampus is the anti-Santa Claus. He takes away children instead of giving them the gifts. I knew that, but this one, it looked like it wanted to be Krampus, but they were calling it something else. Is there, in the lore there, are there brothers of Krampus that I'm unaware of? Look up the super articulated female body and the Chinese dragon mount. Super articulated female body. Let's see what we've got here. Show me search. Uh-oh. I don't think it's going to give me search right here. Hang on. Oh, duh, the magnifying glass right here. Hello. Okay, let's just look up. Obviously. Is this it? Let's see. Body 1. No, that's the dude. Super articulated. Let's try this. I'm guessing the T-Rex isn't what you were thinking of, Sci-Fi. Although that's pretty sweet too. Let's see what else we've got here. Chinese dragon mount. How about I look that up? Spell Chinese wrong? Man, I am not good with this whole typing thing tonight. Dang it. All right. I'm going to need official names. Help me out, gang. Yeah, they tower over Mezco normal figures, but they're supposed to be barbarian. So, yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. By the way, is anybody going in on those Motu 2000X figures from Mondo? Like, I think tomorrow's the last day, and I'm so tempted, but I'm not a Motu guy. But it depends on how I want to grow Toypixx, you know? Are there tons of Motu guys? I don't know. Anton, good night, everybody. Everybody stay safe, buy more toys, buy more comics, and always stay safe. Anton, you too, man. Thank you very much for stopping by tonight. Always good to have you on board. Whoo! Please help spread the word. Spread the word. What did I miss? Help me out, Brick. What do I need to spread the word on? Cesare looks good with Mythic Legions figures, Iron Collectibles, etc. I think that Iman sculpted some of them too. I don't know Iman. Wow, I am terrible. Pixelated, the upcoming articulated bodies seem to be releasing crazy fast. Has it always been like this? I don't remember as many blank bodies as are out right now, but I could be wrong. Let's see. What have we? I pre-ordered the Motu He-Man Deluxe. Nice uncarded. Are you going in on Clawful as well? That's what I'm curious about. That Clawful looks sweet. And Clawful was one of my favorite figures when I did collect Motu. Rick, spread the word about that Motu Universe Fan Convention Kickstarter. What? Motu Universe Fan Convention Kickstarter? Uh-oh. Let's see, Universe Kickstarter. Let's see what this gives me. Now the fans have the power. All right, hang on. Let's jump over to that. I'll leave the 5K window open if you guys can think of what to call those things Sci-Fi was after. I will be sure to jump into it. Okay, I assume this is the Kickstarter you were talking about, right, Brick? And I don't know, a new Masters of the Universe centric convention in Southern California. The con by the fans for fans. There we go. So, okay, that's interesting. Remember I was talking about Toypixx putting on a con or something way back when? They're using Kickstarter to try and do this. Interesting. When would this be? I don't see enough. I'd like to see more info. Dave learned to scroll. Venue secured. Venue secured. Sweet. Okay, by the power. Let's see. Motuniverse is here. Man, okay. All right, guys. Okay. The way that I just said that is a problem. I just said Motuniverse. Does anybody want tuna with their He-Man figures? This is the ultimate fan celebration where all the Masters of the Universe lore unites through panels, vendors, cosplay, collectibles, and epic community energy. Every time the word epic is in there, you know it's serious. We're raising funds to launch this unforgettable weekend, and with your help, we can make history together. I have not heard about this at all. Let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to catch up on what's going on here as I'm reading it. Part of the beginning, support. Let's see what we can do here to find out. Back it because you believe in it. Support the project for no reward, just because it speaks to you. Okay, so if you guys are into this, if you're big time into Motu, this is what you do. Help bring our Motu community together by becoming one of the founding members of the Motuniverse. Founders package, $150. Let's see, Motuniverse pin is $10. Oh, see, Motuniverse mug is $25. So you do get a little something for your pledges. Collectible t-shirt. VIP package, the weekend package for $60. This VIP weekend pass is a Kickstarter exclusive, priced at $60. Regular price is $100. Want to get the best out of your Motuniverse experience? The VIP weekend package is what you want. A VIP package to the convention includes VIP badge and lanyard, 1 hour early access to exhibit floor on Saturday, early access to all the events, priority access to guest meet and greet / signings and featured attractions, access to after hours programming, exclusive Motuniverse pin. All right, so there's the packages, things like that. And there's just the straight up pledges. So you do get some. Okay, so I read this too quickly. So here, you don't have to expect to get anything. You can pledge $5, $10, whatever amount here to try and help them get going. But if you do want some stuff, you can pledge $150 for this. You can go 10 for the pin. You can get 25 for the cup. You can get 25 for the shirt. So people that are big into Motu, this could be something that would be a whole lot of fun. I do want to see if they've reached. I want to see if we've got dates here. Well, the Princess of Power turns 41. That's right. I remember the He-Man song. What's up? He-Man. I don't remember the She-Ra song, and I think I want She-Ra just as much as He-Man. Video games. Okay, so they've got their, what is this? Okay, so at $10,000, with your support, when we hit 10K, we'll unlock exclusive featured events and expand our floor space for even more epic exhibits and activities, including dedicated breakout rooms for panels, workshops, and fan experiences. Let's keep the momentum going and make Motuniverse even bigger. Okay, $15,000. With your support, when we hit our $15,000 stretch goal, we're taking Motuniverse to the next level. We'll be able to secure additional space for even larger exhibits and activities. This will open the door to exciting new experiences like expanded cosplay zones, hands-on costuming workshops, guest speakers and artists who have worked on Motu projects, and special toy guests who brought our favorite action figures to life. And then there's more stretch goals going on. Tony Washington is a guest of honor already. We've got, so he's an artist. Joshua Sky is a writer. I don't know enough. Conceptual artist and designer, guest of honor, William Stout. Oops. Ah, okay. So yeah, guys, if this is something that you're into, it might be worth getting in there and pledging some scratch for. What's amazing is $8,176 from just 58 backers. You've still got nearly a month to go, 29 days. So if you want to do it, game on, it's time. Whoo! All right, yep, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's a bunch of homies, and I'm helping. It's May 23rd to the 24th. Thank you, Brick. I should have probably just come back to the chat. Uncarded tuna with He-Man figure, merman. That might be, that's probably a perfect answer there, Uncarded. Well played. Brick, Mega J Retro, Mikey Eternian Royalty, and more. A few different artists on board, the special guests, including the great William Stout. That was the concept artist. That stuff looked pretty sweet. Brick, we used to have PowerCon in SoCal, but it moved to Ohio and then ended after the second one. This is a big year for Motu, so they wanted to be in time. Did it end, Brick? I thought that PowerCon was supposed to return to Columbus, but I'm not sure. I could have, maybe it was supposed to do that at a certain point and they decided not to, but I don't know things. Brick, there's a $60 that gets you some parts of the VIP. Perfect. Okay. I must have just skipped it. Thank you, sir. Memorial Day weekend. Okay, it launched yesterday and hit the goal after 5 hours. Wow. So maybe there are plenty of Motu fans out there. Pixelated, have you contacted Netflix? There was an exec there who was a big Motu fan and pushed for projects like that Kevin Smith series. Oh, that would be sweet to get Netflix involved. Star, I was always wishing that the He-Man story would have followed the original animation arc rather than the direction that the Filmation cartoon took. That first animation was awesome. I don't remember the first animation. That's not cool. Go me not being cool. All right, so we've got all that. Yeah, there you go, gang. That's pretty impressive. Hold on, I'm going to hit refresh and see how we're doing here. Still at 8176. Let's see how many people back this bad boy. What's the highest? Hold on, I want to look at what the highest goal is. Looked like 25K is the highest thing we came up with. Oh, wow, they're showing the whole deal. Oh, this is the important part, ladies and gentlemen. They do, in fact, have caffeine. Let's see. Del Amo Fashion Center. Are these all the sponsors? Oh, no, these are food court with shops, entertainment, restaurants, and multiple options in the food court. The Del Amo Fashion Center is a great place to check out before or after the convention, or just to grab a bite to eat. Quite a bit there. Oh, they've got Chipotle. I'm in for Chipotle. Yes, I know it's Chipotle, but I like messing with people and saying things like Chipotle. I like hearing them freak out on me. Ooh, PF Chang's. It's been a while since I've been there. I might go for PF Chang's. Not true. Not true. I'm just not enough of a He-Man guy. Mega J Retro, event director. Awesome. That's cool to see that Mega J is putting this bad boy together. That's sweet. Let's see, Mike, attorney and royalty. I don't know anything about Mike. I know the Mega J. No, this is sweet. And this is cool because it obviously is being put together by fans. Like, I'm sure a lot of the old conventions before they all got bought up were as well. So hopefully this one just keeps going by fans for a long time without Mattel deciding they want their cut. Yes, Pixelated. Ted Biaselli is a buddy I've gotten to stream with and hung out with at WonderCon. He's aware, and we're just trying to raise as much of the funds to be able to do it big. Nice. Either way, Teddy's in the LA area, and there's no way he's not going to be there, even just as a fan. Okay, that's sweet. That's sweet. I did not know there was that big of Netflix, or like that big a fan at Netflix, but it makes sense. Netflix is a big company. And it sounds like he's high enough up where he might be able to make some things happen. Rick, all that is just letting folks know that there's things to do in the area, since a lot of people will try to make a little vacation out of it, Disney, etc. Nah, I just want Chipotle. Yeah, that is pretty sweet. I just want Chipotle and caffeine. Starbucks probably isn't the preferred caffeinated spot, but if it's all I can find, I'll do it. They have caffeine. It's important. Okay, let's jump out of here. And now, what do we have? Oh, it's 8:28. Anything else, guys? Does anybody? So I had eBay open just so we could look up some things. If anybody wanted to look at the pricing of some things out there, if you've been after something for a bit and you were just curious, so let me know. Other than that, we'll probably end this here pretty quickly. Star, every time I see He-Man, I keep thinking he's wearing a laser tag sensor on his chest. Ah, yes, laser tag. It was indeed good times. I don't remember if I was good at laser tag or not. That probably means I wasn't. But I know I played. It's okay, Dave. You can drink pumpkin spice lattes in peace here. The worst part, my mom has gotten into, she works in the same building I do once a week, right? So she has gotten into a pumpkin spice. Is it just a latte? It might just be a pumpkin spice latte. And one day I said, Mom, I don't care. Just get me whatever you're getting. And she got me one of those. And I didn't hate it. Instantly, I felt bad about myself. And then I did it again. And now I've had 2 pumpkin spice lattes and I'm done. The next couple times I was at Starbucks, I got what is it? What people call the medicine ball, the honey citrus mint tea, because I just like the flavor. But I can't do the lattes anymore. It makes me feel sad to be a human. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Teddy is 100% responsible for bringing Motu to Netflix. It was a passion project. He also is exec producer on Wednesday. Okay, One Piece, Umbrella Academy. His toy collection is epic. I got to look up Ted Biaselli. That's awesome. And Wednesday is kind of a hit over there. I would say he's going to have some pull. If you guys can get a hold of him, that would be incredible. Star Dave, are you still looking for an SHF Yoda? BBTS has a bunch of them for $100 each. You know what? I was, and then I had it ordered from Amazon Japan and just let it lapse. So I don't know. I love Yoda. Yoda, my favorite Star Wars characters are Yoda, Darth Vader, and Han Solo. So yeah, Yoda's my people, but for $100 right now, I think I'm gonna pass. But we'll see. Somebody will come out with something later. And by foregoing $100 now, when Toypixx starts doing super sweet, even if it goes up to like 120 or 130, it won't be, from a percentage standpoint, as much of a hit at 120 to 130 as it will be today at 100, that kind of thing. But I appreciate the heads up, Star. See, I found in unfortunate ways that the human digestive system is not built for pizza 4 to 5 days a week, every week. Yeah. I don't know. Man, I can't even say that I've done pizza that much, and I love pizza. But Star, you're a braver man than I. Well played, and thank you for running the experiment. Now I know not to eat pizza 4 to 5 days a week every week. That would be bad for all involved. Anyway, folks, I think we're going to call it on that one. So thanks as always for stopping by this fine evening. You could have done anything, and you chose to hang out with all of us here tonight, and I hugely appreciate it. So until next time, have fun and happy snapping. Ooh, I hit end stream once already, but I had to look over that way. I couldn't just magically do the thing where I didn't see stuff. Anyway, that's it. Take care, everybody, and we'll chat soon.